with us. Sticking with the theme, you might be asking what happens when a pope dies. So let's give you a step-by-step guide on the process following the papal death and the election known as the papal conclave when a pope dies. The Roman Catholic Church begins a series of elaborate rituals that mark the end of one papacy and the start of the next. These age-old traditions are meant to ensure continuity and stability of the Catholic Church. The first step is a verification of death, overseen by the Camerlengo, who is a cardinal and acts as the Pope's financial secretary and treasurer. This ceremonial act involves the Camerlengo calling the Pope's baptismal name 3 times, and if there's no response, declares the death. The second step involves the symbolic destruction of the papal ring, known as the Ring of the Fisherman, and the papal seal to prevent their use in fraudulent purposes, symbolizing the end of the Pope's authority. The Pope's private apartment is equally sealed off to prevent unauthorized access. The next step is known as sede vacante, Latin for the seat being vacant. The transitional period between the Pope's death and the election of his successor is where the College of Cardinals temporarily governs the Church, but they make no major decisions until the papacy is filled. After that, the next step is the declaration of the mourning period, which is usually a 9-day period during which the Pope's body is prepared for public viewing in St. Peter's Basilica. Cardinals will decide the date of the funeral, but the burial typically takes place between 4 and 6 days after the death. It's proper to note that there could be some changes to the papal funeral rites based on special provisions made by Pope Francis. An example of the special provision is that Pope Francis wished to be buried at the papal Basilica of St. Mary's Major in Rome, not in St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican, where most pontiffs have been buried, including his predecessor, Pope Benedict XVI. The next step is the papal conclave, where the College of Cardinals convene in the Sistine Chapel to elect the new Pope. This takes place within 15 to 20 days after the Pope's death, and the cardinals are secluded until a successor is chosen. Only cardinals under the age of 80 are allowed to elect the new Pope through secret ballot. The next board looks at the voting process. Voting takes place up to 4 rounds a day until a candidate wins 2/3 of the vote. If there is no decision after 33 rounds of voting, the top 2 candidates face off in a runoff vote. Ballots are banned, and every unsuccessful vote, black smoke is released from the Sistine Chapel. Once the next pope is successfully elected, white smoke emerges from the chapel. Then finally, Habemus Papam is declared. That's a Latin phrase traditionally used to announce the election of a new pope by the College of Cardinals. The announcement is made from the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. After the announcement, the new pope will choose a name freely and not based on a system. He can adopt a name from a predecessor, mentors, saints, or even family members. The pope is then presented to the people, where he gives his first blessing. That's what you can expect in the next few days as we anticipate the next pope.